Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about investing, how you can invest and decide to invest in various forms or factors or options available so that it can help you generate the return you wanted so that it meets your goal, not someone else's. Whether it be in buying your home or car or taking that dream vacation, let's delve right into it. So first and foremost, before you start investing, you need to know why you are investing and for when. So that is the factors that will impact your decision in investing your money and for what purpose. So first is in terms of what is the goal you are trying to invest for. That is goal based investing, and what is the time horizon and your age. So let's say you want to invest some money for down payment of your house after 5 years, or you want to invest money for down payment of your car in 2 years, or to outright buy the car in 2 years, or for that matter taking that dream vacation of yours, international vacation, in next 1 to 2 years. Then you should decide how you want to invest your money so that it grows as well as helps you meet the requirement of your need and not someone else's, and as well for your retirement, which is the most important thing which most people think investing is for. And then the point relating to this is time horizon. You need to think what is the time horizon for which you are trying to invest for. Like I said earlier, if you want to buy the car in next 1 to 2 years, then your time horizon is 1 to 2 years. Let's say your age is in 20s and you want to retire in 60s, or for that matter even late 40s or 50s. So in that time, your age as well as time horizon for the goal you want to meet, in this case retirement, are the next important factors. And the next point is risk tolerance and volatility. That is, each one of us has different risk tolerance. So if you see in your own social circle, there might be few of your friends who are ready to invest so much money and take such high amount of risk that it will literally shake your nerves. And then there are others who do not want to take any risk, such that they want peace of mind and do not want to break their head and sleep over their investments, falling or growing multifolds. And then volatility is again this. You might have seen Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies prices fluctuating crazily 60-70% in one day, and these two are interlinked point. Risk tolerance is more of how much you're okay losing. That is, if the investment is riskier, there is a chance or possibility of it losing value, not just losing in some but completely wiping out the investment that you had made. For example, some stocks can lose value for 40-50%, 90%, and few can completely go bankrupt and go to zero. And then the third point, before you delve right into the various options available for investing, is your personal preference and knowledge. That is, let's say you are more interested in investing in real estate rather than stock market investing because of various reasons. I linked down the video that I have done relating to owning versus renting your house. And similarly, there might be few who might be interested in investing in areas and avenues like stock market, mutual funds, businesses, and then much more crazy things which few of you might not know, investment options and avenues like clothes, shoes, cars, arts, etc. So it needs to be collectible and have sentimental value to the market. So once you know these three factors, that is the goal, age and time of that retirement, then the risk factor and volatility that you're okay to bear, plus your knowledge and preference towards the investment options, then we'll dive right into the various categories and options available for investing. So this video is a starter guide to start investing. Ensure to subscribe to this channel where I will delve more deeper into various forms of investing and make much more detailed video. So this being a first part series, is more of an introduction. So with that said, let's see what are the options available to you. So the first option, or rather the category or basket of options available for you to invest, is safer options and stable options. That is, these two are combined in such a way that your savings that you are doing in bank, in form of savings bank, FDs, and slightly more higher return generating investments like bonds of government or corporate bonds, or some other additional saving schemes that are specific to your country, are being developed in such a way that it impacts your decision making. And many more saving schemes are developed to suit the market of that country as well as that segment. So in such a way that there are various investment avenues and options. It could range from commercial papers to your bonds issued by government and government companies, and then private companies, banks, post office deposit schemes, national savings schemes, and more specific investment like infrastructure bonds or green investment bonds in such a way that it's sector specific and scheme specific investment. So these are clubbed in a single basket because these are quite stable. Usually the return, especially in developing countries like India, can range anywhere from 3-4% on savings bank to 5-6-7% in FDs, to somewhere around 7-9% for government bonds and stable company bonds, and up to 12% for a good quality company as well as bonds issuer. And a point to note over here is that there are few investment options which yield you 20-24% returns, but these are usually riskier. You just think, why are they giving you so much return? Not because they are happy or they want to give you service, it's because they are generally riskier and there is possibility of default. So because of that risk avenue, they are giving you higher return. Especially investment in the form of savings that you have in your savings bank should generally be in the range of 3 to 12 months of your income and expense. So I will break it down a little more further. Let's say you're an aggressive investor and want to invest more of your money into various investment avenues to generate higher return. In that case, it's a thumb rule, not a fact or a single rule, wherein you can invest up to 3 to 4 months of your expenditure into your savings bank account just as a cushion, and invest others into much more other basket of options that you are going to discuss and try to generate higher return. But let's say you are a conservative investor and want to have a good amount of safety as well as generate higher return, then it's again a thumb rule, not a strict rule, wherein you can save 6 to 12 months of your income in this savings bank account or FDs, wherein there is both liquidity as well as safety, security and stability on this investment, and the return that it generates is not great, but it's just a mode to save your income, so that if any adversity or thing that you never expected happen, then you will have some cushion for few days. Again, these should be suited to your personal needs. And then another important point that you will have to consider in safe and stable investments are short-term needs. Let's say you were planning to buy a house and you started accumulating money for down payment, let's say 5 years ago, and in next 3 to 4 months you're planning to buy a house. And when you're planning and are sure that you want to buy in such a short duration of time, you should generally, again this is a thumb rule, you should generally move that money that you're planning to put as down payment into these safe and stable investment options, because you never know how fast the investments can drop. Like in 2020 crash of corona, wherein the stock markets in many parts of the world fell by over 30, 40, 50% in a span of few days. So you do not want your investments to fluctuate such highly, especially in short term, where you already know that the money you are saving is for that investment goal. With that aside, I suggest you to research more about the investment options available in your country. I will list down just few items like RDs, that is recurring deposits, savings banks, fixed deposits, commercial papers, and few other money market instruments. Again, you will have to research a bit more if you want to generate a slightly higher return but want to still be in this safe and secure basket. And the next basket of options to consider is generating a regular or interval income plus some amount of growth. So these can be categorized by investments like real estate and dividend investing, wherein you invested in a real estate property, be it commercial property, residential property, or warehouses, etc. And these are generating you a recurring income periodically, as well as giving you some amount of capital appreciation. It need not be high. Surely there can be possibility of generating high returns, but your usual intention is to balance out both, where you're getting a regular income as well as your capital keeps on growing in a steady manner. And similar to this is dividend investing, especially cash rich companies and government companies and few companies who generate a lot of profit and do not have so much horizon to invest their money. You can invest in those. In India, companies like Indian Oil Corporation, IOC, etc. give you dividend usually every year, and these dividend yield. So this is a slightly different concept, where yield is more of the return that is giving you on an average on your investment. It's not like a savings bank where it is saying we are guaranteeing you 5 or 6% of your return, but rather yield is more like, let's say you invested 100 rupees and that year they declared a dividend of 10 to 12 rupees, then 10 to 12%, 10% or 12% will be your return on investment or dividend yield in this case. But next year, let's say they gave you only 6 or 8 rupees, in that case 6 or 8% will be your return on investment. And let's say you bought that same share at 120 and still the company gave you, let's say 12 rupees, then even though earlier it was 12% when if you would have bought it at 100 rupees, but now because you bought it at 120, your dividend yield decreased to 10% and not 12%. So this is just a brief. What it basically says is a regular or quite estimated amount of income plus giving you an opportunity for capital growth. Again, these dividend investment options can range varied and widely depending on your country. So the next basket of options that few of you might have thought is capital growth. That is your main intention of investing into these kind of assets or investment avenues is basically to grow your capital in much more higher return than in the other two segments. Again, as the name suggests, these are slightly higher risky options wherein you are ready to take that higher risk. And again, the risk factor can vary a lot, wherein you are ready to take a slight risk to very aggressive and high risk. So these risk factors comes into play in a lot more higher manner when you enter this investment category. So capital appreciation investments can range anywhere from stock investing, where the main goal is to grow the company multifolds, especially these tech giants that you know of. So these tech giants that you know of, be it Google, Amazon, Facebook, to Indian companies where their main goal is growth, not necessarily giving money back to investor in forms of dividend. Usually, again, this is not a hard and fast rule. These are in their growth phase. That is, they still haven't achieved that stagnation, and your money or that stock investment, you are expecting it to grow it with them and generate a lot higher return than other forms of investing. And something tied to stock investing is mutual funds, wherein it can range anywhere from index investing, small cap, mid cap, large cap investing, plus multi cap and various form and sectoral and thematic investment options that these industry have built. There are various options and avenues available to lot many people, as well as the expense ratios and various things. Don't worry if these things are making you anxious and thinking these are very new and difficult topics. I'll ensure to make new videos on this, so subscribe to my channel so that you will know what these are and we will learn together. So usually these investments that you make for appreciation of your capital are usually at least from mid-term to short-term time horizon. That is, let's say you are in your young age and want to invest for your retirement, which is far away, or for that matter even want to buy house or after a long time duration, like let's say 5 to 10 years. So these can become an option. Again, when I do later videos, I'll give you an option how you can rebalance this portfolio so that it meets your investment goals and your investment options that you want to invest in. And interestingly, real estate, when I mentioned in the earlier category, it was usually a building or a structure available that you could rent out. In this capital appreciation, there is a mix of real estate as well. That is, especially if you buy land does not depreciate in most cases, and you just cannot generate land out of thin air or water, except Netherlands and few countries where they are doing land reclamation. But generally land just cannot be produced easily, so that there is limited supply but demand is increasing day by day. So again, when I'm discussing these investment horizons, these are not necessarily cut into clear segments. There are multiple types wherein it crosses boundaries between multiple of these options. So the fourth point that I want to touch about is new forms of investing avenues and options that are coming up, like crypto investment, NFTs, etc. So you might be aware and might have heard few cases where there have been billionaires built by investing in crypto of, let's say, just few thousand rupees or dollars, and now they are billionaires because of investing in this. Those are extremes and odd one out situations, and greatly and widely people are accepting these investment options like cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, NFTs, etc., where even institutional investors, banks are betting high on these, and they themselves are becoming great buyers of these. And because these are slightly newer when compared to other forms of investment options that are established and have been growing these many years, so cryptocurrency, NFT are something radical and new concept which is changing the entire world. So many are still debating whether this is an investment or rather a transaction medium. But as of now, the consensus is that these are investment options, and if we go by that, these are new forms of investing. You should keep these in track so that even if not a huge chunk, then you can think of, depending on your risk category and tolerance, you can think of investing some amount to a large chunk of your money in these forms of investing. And also, because these are not regulated avenues and options, there is a huge chance of defrauding as well as whole concept blowing up within days. And the next form of investing that I want to highlight is slightly different, as well as more of investing as well as active involvement. That is investing in businesses. Sure, stock market was a form of investing wherein you know that the company that is going on for few many years, whether you know the management personally or not, you have an option to invest in any of those that are listed publicly. But these forms of investing in business can be divided into three categories. One is your own business. That is, you wanted to build a own business. It could be a side income, side business, or a main business that you wanted to develop. You might require investment of your time surely, but as well as money. So if you invested that in your own business, then that will be an investment horizon and an option. And second form or option of investing in this category is investing in your social circle, that be it friends, families, wherein the people that you know are building a business and you believe in that idea and want to contribute to that, both in terms of providing them money as well as hoping that your money grows along with that business. So usually this again is limited to your social circle. Third and little more mature form of investing in businesses is angel investing, wherein you as an individual want to invest in businesses that have high potential. So because of that, you might track few businesses which you think have high potential and want to invest in them. So there are various angel investing circles as well as businesses who are looking for angel investing, and usually these angel investing generally requires a lot higher amount in investing, generally at least 20 to 40 lakhs plus rupees to just invest in one business, as business also wants a good amount of capital to ensure that both their demand is met as well as your supply is required by them. But still, this is an option available for few of you who might have such amount of money available for investing. So once we have covered this investing in form of business, now we look at the last and rather much more important form of investing, which many people forget. That is, so new and niche segment of investing, which can be based upon your knowledge. Surprised? This can range anywhere from investing in car. I know few people here are already standing up by hearing this. It could be in range of cars, shoes, clothes, bags, or for that matter, few playing games, cards, collectibles. So these are collectibles and art segments. You might have already heard the famous paintings of Mona Lisa and few others, wherein they have already gained that recognition. But there are new forms of investing that are coming up, but these need specialized skills and knowledge in that area, where people are buying these collectible and rare items and commodities by famous companies or people, wherein they know that these have some value. So these value can be derived in various ways. One is the limited factor. Let's say Bugatti told they are only going to produce 50 of their cars, then it becomes a limited supply model, and in long run generally these cars value appreciates. And second is the story and emotions attached to it. Let's say you had a bat, ball, shoes of that famous player who had personally signed it, and there are very limited options available, then you know that this becomes a lot more valuable and you can later trade in for a lot higher value. And then the third, combining both this, is building a story around it, and it need not necessarily be something which has to be in a limited number of capacity, or for that matter a person or personality behind it. A company or an organization or a person can build a story around that in such a way that he is able to sell that. It could be based on various ideologies that person supports or various groups that they want to support, like Beanie Babies, Pokemon cards, etc. Yes, these are becoming forms of investment. So I want to explain this topic in another one or two sentences, wherein you know these investments are mainly based on your knowledge. So let's say you wanted to buy one of these. It could be in form of, let's say, investing in watches produced by Rolex. It does not mean that all the watches produced by Rolex increase in value. You need to know the story behind it, facts behind it, and what are all the other factors impacting that production, supply, consumption, etc. So few limited edition watches or something that was built to commemorate an event or achievement of something. So I'm stressing a lot over here that your knowledge about that sector and risk is very high. So there are few products, consumption products rather, that are being developed or built by Louis Vuitton, like ridiculous bricks or travel trunk, which you never thought would increase in value, but these are increasing value because of the limited factor, as I mentioned earlier. So having that knowledge and being in that social circle surely increases it a lot. And the key advantage that this form of investing gives it, you can own a physical asset, and in few cases you can use those products for some time and enjoy the benefits of it and then later sell it. Like few of these bags, shoes, cars, etc. were used by people for a long time, and then this was sold later, still increasing the value of these products. There have been various situations where investment in these categories These have outperformed traditional investment like stock market investing, real estate investing by several multifolds and have generated a lot higher return. Ensure to like the video. So with that, I think we have noted down various options available as well as the options available to invest. It's not just one or two things that you have to invest. For most of us, it's a general practice and a habit to diversify as well as segregate your investment into various categories. There should be a mix of short term needs, long term needs, medium term needs, as well as something that you think have higher return generation. And it also varies depending on your personal stance and the current situation. Few of you might have higher amount of money, giving you the opportunity and experience to experiment with that into something a little more untapped areas like cryptos, NFTs, or a few other forms of investing, business angel investing. But few of you might not have such amount available or disposable income that you can use it for further investing and experiment a lot higher, such that your future is dependent on this and you cannot risk it too much. You should think about your personal situation, and if possible and required, do contact professionals and financial advisors who can guide you more aptly and much more required to your personal suitings. And at most important, before you embark on the journey of investing, is insuring yourself. Insurance could be ranging from life insurance, health insurance, insuring your asset, be it in form of vehicles, cars, automobiles, your own home, or few of these assets that we discussed in the video, wherein there is a possibility of that asset getting destroyed or deteriorating in quality. So insurance is another key important topic that you should keep in mind and should take before you embark on the journey of investing, and have to balance it out both. So with that, I think this video has given you a brief and a very good starting point to think much more deeply and in a more cautious way on how you should start investing. I will make further videos on this, breaking down multiple options available and going in much more detail these options available and how you can suit your needs. This is not a one-time journey or a one jiffy journey. It is a journey based on multiple days, multiple years and decades that you have to look out for yourself. So investing is nothing but the money that you are using and investing for yourself, not for someone else. So this investment in yourself could range in your own self, your own family, and the people that you care about. So because of that, you should take this topic of investment little more seriously and start as soon as possible. Ensure to note this saying, time in the market beats timing the market. That is, as long as you keep invested, so usually your return on investment grows a lot higher because of compounding. It's a magic. So with that, ensure to like, subscribe, comment down below, as well as share the video with people you care and all the people who you want to make aware of. And with that, have a happy life and have the experiences you truly deserve and desire.